In this video, we're going to go over how to optimize your domain name and your URL structure for SEO. So it's really important you choose a domain name which reflects your organization, because you are going to rank for this domain name. So when people are searching IPM media, I come up because I've got this domain name. You don't want to have a domain name which is too vague or too broad or too specific. Try and keep it short and easy to write. So anywhere between 5 to 15 characters so people can write it. Any more than that, and it's too long for people to write. Now, when you're structuring your website, you want to include navigations and URL structures. So have a look how I've structured my services here. I've included the words -services -digital marketing consulting Adelaide. So the idea is here that I'm going to have multiple services and they're all going to sit under this block here. In the same way that when I have a blog, all my blog articles are going to sit under the URL -blog like this. What this does is make your website easier for Google to crawl and navigate and see. And this essentially makes it easier for Google to understand what these pages are, what they're doing, what they're about, and really understand the pages. And Google really wants to understand what your pages are about, because this helps it better deliver these pages to people that are searching for the keywords which represent your pages. So it's super important that you structure your URL correctly. Another thing to note is only include important keywords in your URL. You should never include words like the, and those sorts of joining words. They're just not needed. And on that note, it's also really important that you use these spaces. When I mean spaces, I mean these dashes. You don't want your URL to look like this. Because Google's a search engine, it can't differentiate the difference between that and just a string of text. By putting those dashes in, we tell Google that these are certain words and that we want to rank for these words. So it's super important that you include these dashes to tell Google what your URLs are.